I taught Squirrels as my first class. We swapped, just kind of did an audible. Tuesday morning, Jeff taught a class on back attacks. Squirrels was going to be on back content. I was like, well, it just makes sense. We'll go back to back. So the leg lock class that was going to be Tuesdays is this class now. Amongst the dirty thieves, that's what I called it. My idea for it is sometimes you just get tired of playing the meta. Right? And everybody's doing leg locks right now. And I'm kind of tired of it. I did it when everybody was passing. I'm like, oh, you've got a good guard. This is annoying. I don't want to pass your guard. I'm going to just grab your foot. And it worked for a long time, and now everybody's stoked on all the new DVDs coming out, and you can't grab a foot without hearing people naming your teammates and Craig Jones, and like, I'm going to go back to passing. But my game's always been weirder. Some people say lazy, some people say squirrely, is how I got the name. Trying to find odd ways of solving the problems. My preferred thing right now is just picking people up off the ground. So looking for opportunities to just say, whatever you're doing, whether you're trying to leg lock or you're trying to play a guard, if you can pick a man up off the floor, their game sort of goes out the window. So this is what I'm enjoying right now. Let's Jeff. Let's start with just some basic pummeling. I think if you are playing with leg guys, knee line. Two principles that I try to follow. Yeah, don't give a grip above your knee. I pass quite low. I'm in a very low squat. I take a staggered stance. I try to keep my arms in contact with that. Even if you do get your entrance on me, whatever you're doing, I've got debris in there that's going to make it a little easier to get out. Just, clamp onto that leg, whatever you want. Just having the arm in there helps me get out. So I'm pretty lazy with this kind of weird, I don't know what kind of animal you're going to get it. Don't say squirrel. Dinosaur. But I'm low, keeping my knees together, trying to protect the interior. It's not going to let you get in, but the arms are low. So even I'm looking for grips, and I'm trying to keep hands in contact, or some part of my arm in contact with my knee. I'd like you supine, so that's kind of the first goal. Our first drill, I'm not going to talk too much. Let's just get hands on the knees. We're approaching. We get shin to shin. Jeff wants interior, so he's sort of happy to be here. I'm going to put some weight on him. See that you're good enough. You can stop him from just being able to shoot in and take his grips. I want you to have sticky feet. You're trying to open me up. Try to open. And I've got to beat those. So just grinding my shin against his, right, to take the middle. And let's just be pushing his heel up into his crack, keeping the pressure while I circle in, and just being able to get doubles in. 1, 2. The area around the room is going to be some type of backswing where he's going to follow me. Yeah, and then I'm screwed. So shin to shin, hands on the knees, pressure, heel up into his crack. Hold it while I circle. There's going to be a lot of bruised bones, shin bones after class today. I want it. So, grab a partner, start there, please. Let's go. It's going to be a single shin pummel and a clearance. So, punch him in the head, or flip his feet, and Jeff's on his back. Test some of the corrections I made around the room. Jeff grabs my ankles. He's got interior position. I'm bow-legged. Whether he's going in for legs or not, I lose. I'm getting swept here. I can't hold my balance. Same position, you've got my ankles. I turn my shins in so that my shins are across his. He goes to push and pull and sweep me, and I can hold my ground here. So always having our shins crossed is really essential here. Right, you're trying, if I back kick or if I let that pressure relent at all, he's falling me and I'm bow-legged and he's entering into his legs or sweeping me. So I want to be knees in the whole time, shins crossed on each other. Right, this is what lets me beat that sticky foot clear the hand if I need to. Rather than stuffing that with my shin, I can pummel in and then back out. But if you're able to, just hold it with the hand here and clear. So now I'm in a staggered stance, interior, up in his crack. All right. Now I want to get in that space. I want my head in this space. All right. If he reaches for me, he gives me the ability to get my head in that space. But if it's tight, I've got to do some work. I'm not going to change my grip, so that's the best that I get. Crappy little grip here. He's got pants on, it's quite easier. Sometimes I'll grab the toes, but this is sufficient for me. I'm going to drop my weight onto his leg. I'm going to sprawl. Here. And duck my head on here. Turn right in the corner and into a hip harness grip. Right, or side control. So approach, ouch. Shins, beat it, clear, sprawl. Final grip, I like my chin bearing into the hip as much as possible. Right here, I grip around the back, and either a pull or a pull. So it's a three-part grip. Both of my arms pulling in, my chin biting, trying to really hold me here. So if he pushes on my head or tries to roll one way or the other, I'm stuck to him right on the hip. Last time on the drill, get him supine if he's not already. Not giving him the interior, approaching in a way that's not letting my legs stay open. My knees stay open such that if he jumped on it, he'll get a grip above the knee. So I'm low. And I'll crash into him, shin to shin, and I'm happy to come in here. You like this?
So you.
Right in the hips, or you decide what you want to do. Okay, drill. Are you excited? Go. I'm excited. Go fly it. I beat it. I clear. I sprawl and I duck. He's either got a heavy leg, or I can't get up, but I just want to pick him up. His hands together and get a good grip on his hip. Step, step. Now you're deciding what you want to do. Do I want to enter into the legs? Do I want to side control? Do his arms come out as we're up? You know, where you have to like step over stuff and land with isolated limbs. One of the classes earlier, somebody was talking about this. Pip, must have been you. With attacking in transitions, I think this is where you're going to find your opportunity. Absolutely true. One of the most fruitful transitions for me, I've found over the years, is the one between feet to floor, floor to feet, changing levels. People take a break fall, dude, shit comes out. People think you're going to drop them on their head, shit comes out, people freak out. That's where you take the arms and the legs. You rip somebody off the floor, especially if it's the first time you've done it. Dude, you saw it. You're going to pick a child up off the ground. See how stiff he goes with his arms, and you can shoot some stuff. That's probably my preferred pass. Just getting that knee right over the hip on his belly, and then grinding on the chest and picking that arm up. Just crossing his feet. If he wasn't crossing his feet, my left leg can shoot right through. Pick him up. And now we're going back into our leg game. But I said I was bored with leg locks right now. So let's pass. Pummel, clear, duck. Get my grip, 1, 2, up. And that knee's just grinding down and over. Under, start attacking. For you.
I like it.
All right. Let's go. Same duck under, but I'm gonna catch his leg and crush her. So when I pummel in here, either pummel or hold and clear, I'm looking at catching this. Backstepping not over the knee line. And when I do, really pushing my shin into that knee pit. So it's a backstep and a catch, and then falling and shooting that knee into it to bind everything up. Now at the same time, I'm gonna do the duck under here. So over here, backstep, fall, duck under and catch. Now as I fall with my left hip, I hug in the hip and hip into it. There's a tap. If this is illegal for you, just use it as a hold, and then you can pass or lift. But you got an extra thing to attack along the way.
Can you do that slower? So just the transition slower. So it's like. See? Yes.
Hope everybody got it. Let's go. I can do the Boris. I can do double under pickup and our pummeling. Let's do the Boris. Boris is a legendary figure at our gym.
Retired Mr. Rick.
No.
Is this the guy that was just done with jiu-jitsu one day?
Yes.
John's first black belt.
John's first black belt. The senior guy on the mat, most senior person on the mat. Morris and Mike Jeremillo were given their black belts together on the same day. This is a move that he abused the room with until he left. I can tell the retirement story, but the one time I thought I was gonna tap Boris, I had him dead to rights in a guillotine, man. And he wasn't gonna accept it. You know he wasn't gonna accept it, but he was in it. Dude, he grabbed me by my hips. Because we were like here. He was up on his feet and we were wrestling. I'm gonna wrestle Boris today. And I got him. I was like, dude, you're dead. And he just sunk his fingers into my guts. And I could feel him like on my spine. And dude, he picked me up. He picked me up over his head and threw me right at the pillar in the room. And I swear, I hit upside down and fell to the floor. I'm never gonna get this guy. So this is Boris's move. On the ground.
Was it Russian?
Moldovan, I think.
Okay.
Same backstep. Same backstep. Anybody who was foolish enough to play Delahiva on him, which is all this is creating. He's going Delahiva. This is what I was creating with the backstep. I'm forcing Delahiva. We can do it on the ground. If we're playing here, right, shove it through. We're in this same position. Right hand was on the knee, it's going to the hip. Rolling over my left shoulder just in between his legs to that same slicer on the backside. Just clapping my hands, turning the shin out just like we were, hipping in just like we were. So we're on the previous move. I'm falling to my left hip, stopping so that I can hip in. This one, my right hand's not over here, it stays on this hip. I don't fall to my left hip, I roll over that left shoulder all the way through, turn the shin out, pull in and finish. So I'm looking to have that shin perpendicular to his leg, shin in the joint, shin really turning out so that the blade of it's going into the joint. Pulling, but more of an anchor with the hands, and hipping into it to get the low. Great question.
So you're rolling over the far shoulder?
Going over the near shoulder, your nose is staying right in your partner's butthole, whole roll.
Butthole abuse.
Butthole abuse.
Right.
What's the whole thing?
Right here, I'm just like that.
Is that required to make the move work?
Do it, but I want you to say Boris's name every time you do it.
I'm in a later class, I think, maybe 9 o'clock.
What time do they close the doors? Good, let's go. Boris. Do the Boris. Did you, Jeff? Can we watch you do it first? And then,
So I'll start the deal again.
Yeah.
do it in combat bases, yeah.
As I was going here, I found as I was rolling, I was losing the foot.
Yeah, turn your right shin out while you're rolling. You
Turn my
really
right-
really,
okay.
The one that's in the knee pit. So you're stressing that from point out. Do it again. Yeah, but you're pointing into the knee pit the whole time.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else questions? Sure. Everybody's going to be saying Boris's name. You got it. Not a picker. Right. I mean, this is where we're going. Double line. I'd much rather pick him up than stack him. And so when I can get the hands together, even truthfully, I just pick it up with 2 false grips. I'm just hooking my wrists on his hips. Right, and lifting. Now if he goes all the way up and over, great. I'm looking for sort of, let's not turn him all the way over first. When I lift, I want to get that same knee on his chest. So false grips on the hips. Pick up here. Just turn in the corner with that knee and then drop it. And pick up that arm. This is one of my favorite grips to have on people. So I can pass it, get under the head. This is probably my favorite pinning position to start my offense from. Knee under the head with the shin on one arm. I'm looking to get that right from the pass. We're going to get here with a double shin ride. So this starting position, right? Instead of going 1, 2, let's just feel that he's really sucking in and hitting them both at the same time. Ease in. I like hearing you chuckle, Crit.
It's so violent.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna
I was still on my toes through that whole thing, and until sort of the end of that. Let's give that a shot for a little bit. Shaheen gives the names in New York. He named me the Flying Squirrel. I just sort of came. But all the squirrel stuff are just idiosyncrasies that I do that people didn't know what to call. It's like that's fucking squirrel shit Milam does. So this is one of my, before I started picking people up. Or when you can't, right? Jeff is extending and I'm not in a spot to stack or lift. Really, anytime I can get a wrist, a sleeve, I like that. I'm gonna put a leg on it and just pin it to the ground here. Now he's weighted, his right arm is stuck. His weight's stuck on the right side of his body. And this knee, just bumping him in his ass and his back to ratchet his hips past and give me my pass with one arm down. And where I go really depends on what this arm is doing. Is it mindlessly in the air for me to pick up? This might be your only legal move here to finish immediately. The back takes, sure. Reverse triangles are amazing, but they're more just face cranked. But if you step over the head, now you put your Kimura game to start coming up. So it's a dominant position to pass too. If I'm intending the squirrel pass from the beginning, I'll frequently just hit him. And then I'll just change levels and hit. Because I know he doesn't want to get stacked. He's going to be extending, and I'll bounce off of him, and as he's extending, I've gotten forward and picked up that wrist. Going right to my crucifix or back take. So I got it. And I'll let him eject me. That's our last move. Let's partner up. Let's give it a shot, guys. Double unders. And you're like, fuck off. You're not getting my leg up there. Just stand up as much as you need. So just step over my arm. I mean, stand up. So yeah, but foot first. Laces down on my arm. Yeah. So feel free to stand. Give yourself as much space as you need. If you can't do it with your face full on a crouch and get your leg up there like me, you don't need to. You can be here and right up to your feet. So I can just step, I can kick him in the face and boom. And use that knee to bump the hip spot. Adjust as much as you guys need, rising to make space for you to make that step. I'll sometimes just do this, just wrap the leg across his belly. Right, and then kick back to pick that arm up. Push him by and then do this nonsense. All right, a couple more left. We're out of time. But, yeah, we got open mat, we got the back room. What's the class we're doing, 9 p.m.?
Butthole music. It's different.
But if we can do some, anybody last questions, let's take 3 or 4 of them and then call it a class. Anybody? Go. Guys, questions?
Where you said it's your favorite position, where you end up with the shin or with the arm trap, you know what I mean? The ending position? Like knee on the head.
Knee on the head, yeah, my pinning position.
Yeah, what's
Is there anything happening next?
Open mat.
In here, do we have a class or something? We get kicked out?
Let's go.
All right, let's just keep going. Yeah, my pinning position. Yeah. Like this. Like this. Yeah. What about it?
How do you finish? 1 minute.
Yes. You're just isolated. I've taken your arm. I'll step over it a lot. So even if it's a back attack, wouldn't go over this stuff here. I think it's a strong pain position where I'm spreading my shins out. One arm down and your neck's all lifted so you can't bridge and you can't generate power there. Anybody else?
Yeah, this pick up stuff.
Yeah.
Like each, do you actually lift them off the ground? Is it legal? Is it for certain competition?
Hillary said yes, or I mean, she was sitting there. I asked her, I said, hey Hillary, am I going to be DQ'd? And she said, so long as like you don't.
As long as it's just a
Yeah,
pick
you
and
can push
push.
them up, you won't catch them on the head. It won't be a takedown.
Yeah.
Pick them up.
But it's not legal either.
It is legal.
It's legal.
Pick people up all day long.
It's definitely legal, it's fine. So long as you're not, bang, you're fine.
Well, yeah, I got something you can actually do. Cool. Anything, we got time if you guys split.
I'll ask questions.
Yeah, I'll stay here and let's just keep doing this.
No one's got questions.
This is my last class of camp, so I'm happy to stay.
the direction of that roll, you said it's a Granby, but I have trouble getting that. Are you actually Granbying through? Like I have trouble getting that, the directionality of that roll a little bit. It's not forward, it's not backwards, are you diving a shoulder?
I'm going left shoulder down.
Diving this hand through here first. So it's a full Granby. Granby.
So you're not locking your foot.
Not until the end. I'm more hip. I'm pushing that shin out and hipping his foot up to the butt. And I'll like pull that butt to me, and then I'll lock it. But the lock doesn't really benefit me, and really it puts my foot out there for him to do this nonsense too. More toe hold is what I was worried about, just it being there. So I'm more here, and that helps me push the shin into the knee pit.
To Granby.
Yeah.
You're always dropping on the knee, which is this one, before you roll.
On this movement?
Yeah, the duck
I
under.
think I'll do it from the feet sometimes too. I mean, I definitely do. Especially if he's playing delicate here and I'm thinking, what am I going to do? You know, I'll just go right into it.
How about on the initial duck under? Maybe that's what you're at. I had trouble figuring out how to use this knee, whether this knee is pinning. It feels like a pin.
Just weight, yeah, keeping weight on it. And some, you know, none of the things that we did, I choose not to pick you up, and this is a heavy leg. Sometimes just backing through is going to be there for you. A lot of ways out. Just pick people up. It solves a lot. Anybody else?
It's a little bit like off topic from what we've been doing so far, but would you show a little bit of the, like that weird grip that you do?
On the back.
Yeah, is that the Gomja bar? Also reference
Where did you see it?
from the Grappler's Guide stuff.
Let me see if
It ties in with some leg stuff. There's the leg version of that ties in.
Is that?
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing this for, I hit it a couple times in my rolls. So, doing mounted. It's something I look for. We'll do it from the mount.
Okay.
I don't think I did this on the Grappler's
No.
Guide. I'm framed on that hip, right? So just doing our elbow skate. And Jeff feels it, and more the transition to an S mount is where I hit. Where that knee comes up, because I want space. Yeah. So we're more here. I've got that forearm that's going to be behind the knee pit in the same respect that our shin was in this Boris roll. More under with this one and locking. So there's the bind. Now I'm keeping it at this angle though. I don't have a grip that is going to squeeze his foot up to his butt. I'm locking it. And I've got control of him to both directions. So you try to spin left or right and I can stop it. You know, we'll go light, I'll push back the other direction. He tries to go that way, I turn it the other way. So he's controlled through that knee. Now I can just use it to get out. I like trying to put people on their belly with it though.
Okay.
So I'm gonna raise that right elbow up. I'm gonna pull his foot back out of that bridge and flip it down. We end up in this spot. Anywhere I can get it. Here. And I pass that left bicep to my hip. So I can keep that force on him while I climb up. Yeah.
Can we practice that?
No. Keep doing questions until everybody's ready to go get another cup of coffee or something. Anybody else? Pick the brain.
Yes, square pass. I tried it a few times and I kept my head getting squeezed to get against the legs. Is it your first priority to get the leg up?
That to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to piss me off.
Yeah.
Just being stuck there and
There's a
nothing
submission
happening.
there.
So getting the head out is the first priority?
The teepee
For the
submission.
other guy, putting the arms in,
Yeah,
this one?
the submission there.
Yeah,
It's embarrassing.
it's embarrassing.
I was not getting tapped out, just getting stuck.
It pisses you off.
Yeah.
And it gives you more reason to just lift them up.
Maybe.
If you need reason for these
So,
things.
so after you have to put the first priorities to get the...
Well, yeah, look, don't piss me off. If I fall in,
Yeah.
and you just squeeze my head, right, and it's annoying.
Yeah.
This gets into, why anybody in here, I'm gonna have a film project the rest of camp. I'm gonna go around, anybody who, I want everybody to film their best dick move. Just for my own personal collection. So think about it, just a short clip.
This is dick move territory.
So this is dick move territory, dude. Where you start squeezing my head, and this opens up my you know, I'm gonna do dick stuff to you. If my right foot can take your face, it's gonna take your face right now, and then we're just gonna squeeze each other if you want. So you're squeezing me, and if I can just step over the top and start doing this, I will.
Yeah, great. I mean, to avoid this completely, you're before you even get there. Your first priority is to...
I can lean,
Yeah.
if I'm happy with the quality of my grip on your arm,
Yeah.
or if I've maintained that, I can really just lay down
Yeah, okay.
and use that to pass you up and over.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I have one question.
Good, good.
When
You're next.
when you do you did the duck on the like this.
Yeah.
Let's say if you're passing like I guess he films this like over. Do you do the same way or you
Yeah, somebody else, who said this at the beginning?
Yeah.
So it's like that leg drag, re-drag. Or a drag and you bring that across. Here. Yeah, scrolling back under it and weaving to
You
it.
do that more than like the hand on the other side or just
I don't think I do it enough.
Yeah,
I have a habit,
okay.
honestly. I don't really leg drag. Or if I do, I think I do look for that, just so I can sprawl on it.
Yeah.
Or I want it to come, and I leave it on my head. And I like this grip out of it, this harness grip. I want my head to be right in this hip.
Just love it. Picking people up, I think, is a genius way. And we use it a lot. Just picking people, I think,
It's so great.
it's I think it's missing also from jiu-jitsu. I think it works. It opens up everything.
Yeah.
I think it's an unused move. So I think I'm going to use it a lot.
Awesome.
It's
Last one before we move to the back room, guys. Anybody?
Can you give us horror stories?
No.
No, the capsize one.
Yeah. Oh, which
I got
one? Which one?
the one where you did the roll.
Yes, the board.
Like, yeah, like I couldn't even,
Get us
like,
back
I was
on
struggling
there,
on like,
knee.
Sean's got like strong legs.
Yeah.
What can you transition to from there without losing the position? Is there a knee bar there? I can see some moves on it. It's just straight.
Let me see.
You know, if you're pulling.
So yeah, if he is extending his leg, all of this, I can use it to suck myself over the knee line. And so this is going to be this half step. Everybody's Craig Jones, do the Craig Jones entry.
Which one?
So that back swing.
Reverse X?
Yeah, reverse X entries.
This one.
Yeah. So you're doing these back swings into the knee. Everybody's looking for that right now.
So hot.
So hot.
Is it Jones or is it like?
It's everybody, but he releases
That's-
DVD first.
That's a Kani Basami, it's Eddie. In fairness. Eddie invented Kani Basami from Boston.
Resources are out there. They got his DVD
What's
first.
the Kani Basami?
So, the big invention is, well, you do Kani Basami. That's Kani Basami. Okay. Illegal in judo, right? And I think Eddie's big contribution to jiu-jitsu is Kani Basami from the bottom. Okay, so it started with some interpretation history. It started with Eddie. I remember them doing this down with this. Which is a that's a kind of son.
Catch him with his crowd.
And then he started to do it from that reverse X position. That's all.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, absolutely. Most people don't watch actual matches, they just watch instructionals. And he slept on releasing a DVD.
Kind of son from the bottom.
Yep. So,
What was the question?
the annoying meta net, everybody's like, don't give him your knee line, don't give him your fucking knee. So, all right, keep your knee. I'm not going to backstep over your knee. You know this is coming. Just take the foot and slam the shin in. So this is becoming an easier grip to get because everybody is predictably defensive of their knee. I know that they're sucking that knee back because everybody's mindful of it. Okay, you can kind of. This is good enough for me. Rolling through, but it also gives you that Jack Cross where, all right, he's thinking I'm going full back step, I'm not, he defends this, I pull it through and I actually get the knee that he was trying to defend if you want to go that way, because you get him to kind of defend it. Let's call it there, guys. That's fun.